But what's good, YouTube, man? It's your boy, Jet Willie Silly, man. AK Mr. Take It Easy before you end up like BZ. Make sure y'all follow my Twitch, man. Subscribe to my second channel. Everything you need to know about your boy Jay is in the description down below. You know what I'm saying? I got a question. You know what I'm saying? I got a question when it comes to everybody. Why is everybody so surprised that El Mencho died? You know what I'm saying? Like, why is everybody so surprised that El Mencho died? You know what I'm saying? Like, the righteousness of the blameless makes their path straight, but the wicked is brought down by their own wickedness. I mean, bro, when people like El Mencho die, you know what I'm saying? It's not surprising to me. You know what I mean? Whatever the wicked dread will bring them down. But what the righteous grant, bro, that's what I be trying to tell y'all, bro. I'm not trying to go all preaching mode in you. I'm just keeping it busy. Everything, see, I read the word heavy, right? I'm really into the word. You know what I'm saying? So everything that happens, everything that I read happens in real life. Why are we so surprised that, bro? I mean, bro, y'all don't like my man was killing. You don't think that's gonna come back and tell you, bro? Like I said, bro, you can keep doing it for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years. You can do it for 15, 20 years. It's gonna come bite you in the back. Why everybody so surprised? This man ain't God. Who the freak y'all think El Mencho is? He ain't God. It showed y'all today he ain't God. He ain't God. You know what I'm saying? He human, just like everybody else. He don't control his life like he think he do. You know what I mean? Been invading. One thing about consequences is gonna come knock on your door just like this. It's gonna come knock on your door when you least expect it. You know what I'm saying? The man human. What it is. Whatever the wicked dread will overtake them. The righteous of the blameless, remember the scripture, the righteousness of the blameless makes their path straight, but the wicked will be brought down by their own wickedness. One of my favorite verses in Proverbs. But y'all don't believe in the Bible, though. I love saying that. You know what I'm saying? But dang, everything that's written in that Bible sure do happen in real life. I'm not surprised by El Mencho dying. You are. I'm not. You acting like God Almighty died or something. Oh! El Mencho died! Oh! My God, they killed El Mencho! Bro, if you know about the word and you really into it, bro, you ain't surprised by this at all. I mean, it's gonna happen. Do I always preach about that? I say keep doing something over and over and over again. I said consequences gonna come. Do I always preach about that? I say you can do something 1,000 times. Do I always say that? Only take you getting caught one time? How many times do I say that slogan? I say you can do something 1,000 times. You can kill 1,000 people. You can do it 1,000 times. Only take you getting caught one time. So El Mencho kept doing dirt, was getting away with everything. Felt like he was God on earth. Only took El Mencho getting caught one time. See, that's the thing when it come to criminals. See, criminals, you got to be perfect in everything you do. You can't mess up one time. They can mess up. They can miss you. They can mess up. DEA, FBI, they can mess up all as many times as they want. Only take no one time getting it right. When it comes to you criminals, you got to be perfect every time. Every single time. You mess up one time, you're done. So El Mencho was escaping, avoiding. He messed up that one time.
Welcome back to Live Now from Fox. I'm Shauna Kalafi. We are following some developing news out of Mexico. Today, the Mexican army says they killed a powerful cartel leader during an operation meant to capture him. The Defense Department says the leader of the Jalisco New Generation cartel was wounded during that operation about 2 hours from Guadalajara, and he later died while he was being flown to Mexico City. And this is a very powerful cartel there in Mexico. The leader now killed by the Mexican army, according to the Defense Department there. For more on this story, let's bring in Chris Dalby. He is an investigative journalist and author of CJNG, A Guide to Mexico's Deadliest Cartel. Thank you so much for being here, Chris.
It's an absolute pleasure, Shauna. Thank you for having me.
So you actually wrote a book about this particular cartel, the CJNG, the Associated...
I'm gonna keep it real. I'm gonna do another video. I'm gonna do this video right here. I'm gonna do this video. I'll do this video right here. You know what I'm saying, honestly? Let me do this one.
February 22nd, 2026, 4 a.m., the mountains of southern Jalisco, Mexico. Somewhere in the dark, in a compound carved into the Sierra, the most wanted drug lord alive is sleeping. Two governments have been hunting him for over a decade. The DEA has a $15 million bounty on his head, one of the largest in the history of American law enforcement. Interpol knows his name. The CIA has drones in the sky above his country. And still, for years, this man has been a ghost. Fewer than 3 confirmed photographs of him exist, all of them decades old. In every intelligence briefing, every wanted poster, every classified file, the same grainy image of a man nobody can find. His name is Nemesio Ruben Oseguera Cervantes. The world knows him as El Mencho. By sunrise, he will be wounded and bleeding in a military aircraft, dying somewhere above the Mexican highlands. By nightfall, 6 states will be on fire. This is his last 24 hours. (1966), a village buried deep in the mountains of Michoacan, Mexico. No electricity, no paved roads. A place so remote, most maps don't bother naming it. That's where Nemesio Ruben Oseguera Cervantes was born on the 17th of July. He never made it past the 5th grade. By the time other kids were learning to read, he was in the fields, picking avocados under the Michoacan sun, one of 6 brothers in a family that had nothing. This was Tierra Caliente, the hot land, a region where the 2 things that grow best are avocados and organized crime. He left before he was 20, crossed the border illegally into California. No papers, no plan, just hunger. 1986, San Francisco. A teenager gets picked up by police. Stolen property, a loaded firearm. The booking photo shows a kid who looks barely old enough to shave. Not a kingpin, not a threat, just another undocumented migrant caught in the wrong place. They deported him. He came back. 1989, arrested again, narcotics this time. Deported again. He came back again. By September of 1992, he was 26 years old and moving low-level heroin in the Bay Area with his older brother Abraham. One night, the 2 brothers walked into the Imperial Bar on San Francisco's rough edge of the Tenderloin to close a deal. 5 ounces of heroin, $9,500. The buyers paid in clean bills, too clean, too neat, stacked perfectly the way real street money never is. Nemesio noticed. He told Abraham, "These men are cops. Walk away." He was right. It was already too late. 3 weeks later, federal agents arrested both brothers on drug trafficking charges. In court, Nemesio made the choice that would define everything that followed. Abraham already carried 2 felony convictions. A third would likely mean life. So Nemesio pleaded guilty, took the weight, protected his brother. He told the court by all accounts to give him the minimum. She gave him 5 years. He served 3 at Big Spring Correctional Center in West Texas, a federal prison built to house undocumented immigrants. 1997, deported back to Mexico, 31 years old, convicted felon, banned from the United States for life. Most men in that position disappear into the margins. Nemesio Oseguera Cervantes did something nobody saw coming. He became a cop, joined the local police force in Cabo Corrientes and Tomatlan, Jalisco, wore the uniform, carried the badge. DEA Special Agent Kyle Morey, who would later lead the American investigation from Los Angeles, understood exactly what that period meant. Mencho wasn't rehabilitated.
How the freak did he become a freaking cop and was a convicted felon? You know what I'm saying? Can somebody tell me that? Somebody tell me how the freak El Mencho became a freaking cop. You know what I'm saying? And he was a convicted fella. You know what I mean? What the freak? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, bro, he got it because because his crime in the U.S. Oh man, his crime is in the U.S. So what? So you telling me, you know what I'm saying? Like what? You know, I thought a convicted felon was a convicted felon. You know what I mean? I think, oh yeah, you a convicted felon, you know what I'm saying? You feel me? In the US, you know what I mean? That you're not a convicted felon in Mexico. I thought a convicted felon was a convicted felon. Am I right, Chad? You know what I'm saying? So you telling me the man could do crime, you know what I'm saying, in the US and then come back to Mexico and they got a clean slate? Yeah, no, that don't make sense to me, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? That don't make sense to me. You know, US laws and Mexico laws, I get that, but I'm talking about being a convicted felon. You know what I mean? It don't make sense. You know what I'm saying? It don't make sense. You feel me? That this man is a convicted felon and he still was a cop.
He was studying, learning how law enforcement thought, how it moved, how it could be bought. Every shift was intelligence. He left the force, joined the Millennial Cartel as a sicario. When Sinaloa Capo Nacho Coronel was killed in 2010, and Millennial...
That's what I'm trying to tell y'all, bro. I told you I don't even be on this internet junk. I'll be trying to tell y'all, bro. You know what I'm saying? I ain't even know I think when he died yesterday, you know what I'm saying? I ain't even know nothing about El Mencho dying. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep it real with you, bro. I told you I don't be on this junk. I be in my own little world, bro. You know what I'm saying? Took y'all to tell me, bro, that El Mencho died. You feel me? I didn't even know. I've been doing things about El Mencho, man. You know what I'm saying? I've been knew about Mencho. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, it just don't surprise me. You know what I mean? When things like this happen. You know what I'm saying? Like stuff like this been happening, man. You know what I mean? Happen all the time. You know what I'm saying? It just was his day. You know what I'm saying? It just was his day. You know what I mean? So what we gonna say, y'all? We gonna say, oh, he's with the angels? We gonna say, because every time somebody dies, see, that's the thing that I hate more than anything. Every time somebody dies, do we not always realize that everybody say, he's with the angels now? You know what I mean? Rest in peace. It's a lot of people not resting in peace right now. I'm gonna just keep it a busy. You know what I mean? It's a lot of people not resting in peace. You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna tell y'all that right now. You know what I mean? I know you probably think your cousin went to heaven, but we got to keep it real. Was he a hellraiser on earth? You know what I'm saying? Let's keep it real now. Everybody ain't, so we just saying hell's empty, right? You know what I mean? We gonna say hell's empty. You know what I'm saying? Instead of putting them angels on his obituary, you need to put them horns. You know what I'm saying? Because somebody in hell, you know? That's what I'm going to say. Somebody's in hell. Well, it's a lot of people in hell right now. You know what I mean? And that is the God honest truth. You know if your cousin was a hellraiser. You know what I'm saying? You know if your brother was a hellraiser. You send that line talking about, I'm going to see you again. I mean, shoot, you probably do see him in hell. You know what I'm saying? Probably going down there with him. Just keep it real. You know, people don't like hearing that. You know what I'm saying? Shoot, just keeping it real.
Leader Oscar Valencia was arrested. The structure fractured. El Mencho didn't fracture with it. He declared war on Sinaloa and partnered with his wife's family, the Gonzalez Valencia money laundering network, and built something entirely new from the wreckage. He called it the Jalisco New Generation Cartel.
Boys done killed El Mencho.
CJNG. Within a decade, it had presence in all 50 American states and more than 40 countries.
Oh, because
By
of money.
2019, the DEA assessed El Mencho's cartel was moving at least 1/3 of all drugs entering the United States. His personal net worth, at minimum $500 million, potentially over $1 billion. The Mexican government estimated CJNG's total assets at $50 billion.
That's crazy.
In February 2025, the Trump administration designated it.
Do y'all not understand like all this over money? Y'all not understand this? All this over money, bro? Money? You know what I'm saying? I just don't see the point. Like money, bro, that's it, money. You know what I'm saying? Now look, all this, right? That $50 billion, all this that you've killed people for, because this is the reality. All this is because of money. You know what I'm saying? Him killing people, him doing all this is because of money. The root of it is money. Simple. Greed. You know what I'm saying? Now, since you're dead, all that you worked for, literally, None of that coming with you. All of it was for nothing. The only thing that's going in the grave is you. That $50 billion ain't going. That 500 million, them cars, them houses. You see what I'm saying? You feel me? What is it for a man to gain the world if he lose his dang soul? Mencho lost his dang soul, man. Mencho's soul was gone. A person that can kill over again and don't care about it, killing the person is like eating breakfast. Oh, that boy's soul gone. His soul is gone. You know what I'm saying? Mencho was like the walking dead. You feel me? See, a lot of y'all think true richness is worldly wealth. Explain how true richness is temporary. I thought when it comes to richness, richness is eternal. You know what I'm saying? You can have the most money in the world and still be unhappy. It's true, man. You know, and that's why I'm saying, man. You see, and imagine your worth being based on how much money you have. That gotta be the most saddest thing, bro. Imagine your worth being based on how much money you have. You don't have any money, now you feel worthless. That's pathetic, bro. That's bad. You know what I'm saying? Your mood changes. You know what I'm saying? It depends on how much money you have to depend on your mood. You have a lot of money, you're happy. You ain't got no money, you're sad. That's bad, bro. You need to do some healing, gang. And if you watching this video and you like that, bro, that's bad, bro. You don't know who you are without money? Oh man, that's bad. You know what I'm saying? That ain't normal, bro. I'm going to tell you that right now. That ain't normal. I used to be just like that. I ain't know my worth without money. I used to be the most depressed when I ain't had no money. I ain't had no money, but I used to be so depressed because I ain't know who I was without money. You know what I'm saying? You start back looking like, man, what the freak, bro?
Terrorist organization.
And a lot of y'all agree and be the same ones. You know what I'm saying? A lot of y'all be on Twitch, be facts, 100. Be the same ones who I'm talking about. Let you not have no money, they look at you. Like, I know how, I'm telling you, this right hand to God. I had $0 in my bank account, bro, and I feel like I had $1 million. You know what I'm saying? I've learned how to be content with nothing and being content with something. That's the true richness. You know why? Because I got the true richness. How the freak I had $0 and I feel like I had $1 million. I was the happiest I've ever been when I had $0. When I had no money, I was the happiest I've ever been. That's crazy, right?
Auto picker from Michoacan had built a narco empire that outranked most countries' economies, and nobody could find him.
Man, money is not nothing for real, bro.
El Chapo wanted to be a legend. He gave interviews to Sean Penn in the jungle. He had corridos written about him. He wore his name like a crown. El Mencho wanted to be invisible. No interviews, no photographs, no public appearances. In over a decade as the most wanted man in the Western Hemisphere, fewer than 3 confirmed images of him exist. All of them old, all of them grainy. The only time the public ever heard his voice was through leaked audio recordings, expletive-filled messages sent to rivals, threats delivered from a face nobody could see. Organized crime expert Edgardo Buscaglia of Columbia University put it plainly. El Mencho's Jalisco New Generation Cartel was one of the biggest buyers of politicians and political campaigns, which has given it an enormous social base. Power without visibility, that was the strategy. He moved constantly through the Sierras of Jalisco, Michoacan, Colima, and Nayarit, never sleeping in the same location for long. Around him, 2 rings of security, an inner circle of former military mercenaries, an outer ring of lookouts spread across the mountain roads, watching for anything that moved. For years, it worked. Then came the violence that made hiding harder. May 2015, Mexican Army forces launched a military operation in Jalisco. El Mencho's men responded by firing a rocket-propelled grenade at an Army helicopter,
Dang.
blowing it out of the sky. He bought himself time to disappear into the Sierra. In a single 6-week stretch that same year, CJNG killed 24 police officers across western Mexico, not as a battle, as a message. 5 years later, he sent a bigger one. June 26th, 2020.
Y'all see what this man was doing?
7 a.m. Mexico City.
Y'all surprised this man dead? You know what I'm saying? Y'all see what this man was doing and y'all surprised he dead? That junk don't be making sense. Jay's elmencho's dead. That junk don't be making sense to me, man. Y'all see what this man doing and y'all surprised this man dead, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all surprised. I don't be getting that. I don't be understanding.
On Reforma Avenue, one of the most famous boulevards in Latin America, a convoy of CJNG gunmen ambushed Mexico City Police Chief Omar Garcia Harfuch.
Police chief.
Grenades, high-powered rifles.
This man killed the
Harfuch
police
took 3
chief.
bullets. 2 bodyguards and a civilian bystander were killed. He survived. From his hospital bed, still bloodied, Harfuch posted on Twitter and named CJNG directly. He recovered. He didn't forget. By 2026, Omar Garcia Harfuch was Mexico's Secretary of Security. The man elmencho tried to kill was now the man coordinating the operation to kill him. When news broke that elmencho was dead, Harfuch posted a single line on X: "Our recognition to the Mexican Army and Air Force." No speech, no triumph, just 4 words. 6 years of waiting compressed into 1 sentence. While elmencho was making enemies, his body was betraying him. As early as 2019, Mexican intelligence had confirmed he was suffering from serious kidney failure. Kidney disease doesn't care how many soldiers you command. It demands treatment, dialysis, medication, constant monitoring. In the mountains, that's not easy to manage quietly. His solution was to build a private hospital deep inside CJNG-controlled territory in the remote village of El Alcihuatl in the municipality of Villa Purificacion, roughly 50 kilometers from the nearest town. He constructed a medical facility.
Bro got so much money that bro built a private hospital.
Personal use. As recently as February
Cub built a private. Cub living real life GTA out here. Bro just built a private. I need the private hospital. You know what I'm saying? Cub could build a private hospital just like that. Bro, real life GTA.
Mexico's security secretary publicly confirmed the kidney disease was ongoing. Here is the question that investigators would have been asking. Kidney treatment creates a schedule. A schedule creates patterns. Patterns can be tracked. Whether that is how they ultimately found him has never been officially confirmed, but it is the thread that intelligence agencies were pulling. By 2022, Insight Crime reported he hadn't been seen in years. Splinter factions were claiming he was already dead. The cartel was fracturing at the edges. And then, in the 15 months before his death, his family disappeared, one by one. November 2024, his son-in-law, El Gaucho, arrested in Riverside, California, a man El Mencho had personally helped fake his own death to protect. February 27, 2025, his brother Antonio, known as El Tony Montana, extradited to the United States. 1 day later, February 28th, his brother Abraham Don Rodo was recaptured by the Mexican army. The same Abraham he had gone to federal prison to protect in 1992. March 2025, his son El Menchito, sentenced to life plus 30 years in U.S. federal court, ordered to forfeit over $6 billion. February 2025, his wife Rosalinda released from Mexican prison and immediately placed under surveillance every person who knew his location, every person who held his money, every person who could find him in the mountains, arrested, extradited, or watched. By February 2026, he was the last one standing, and he was sick, and he was alone. December 2024. The United States Department of State quietly raised the reward for information, leading to El Mencho's capture from $10 million to $15 million. It was the largest narco bounty in active circulation. Somewhere in the mountains of Jalisco, the price on his head had just gone up 50%. Nobody came forward, not yet. January 2026. Washington announced the formal launch of the Joint Interagency Task Force Counter-Cartel, a U.S. military-led intelligence unit with a single operational mandate: map cartel networks on both sides of the border and dismantle their leadership. El Mencho sat at the very top of their target list. What was happening in the background was more significant than any press release. According to Reuters, the CIA had been conducting secret drone flights over Mexican territory, feeding real-time intelligence on cartel movements to Mexican forces. A former U.S. official told Reuters that the United States had compiled what intelligence agencies call a target package for El Mencho, a dossier combining law enforcement intelligence, signals intelligence, and human intelligence, and handed it directly to the Mexican government. This wasn't cooperation. This was a coordinated hunt. Mexico's President Claudia Sheinbaum was caught in a bind she couldn't escape. Throughout her political career, she had publicly criticized the kingpin strategy, the doctrine of targeting and eliminating cartel bosses. Her argument was straightforward and backed by history. Decapitation doesn't kill a cartel, it fractures it, and a fractured cartel produces more violence, not less. She had said this publicly, repeatedly, but the Trump administration was applying pressure that Mexico could not easily absorb. Tariff threats, military posturing, diplomatic ultimatums. El Mencho had become political currency, the trophy that would prove Mexico was serious about its side of the border. The trap was set, and the operation moved forward. Now, Tapalpa. If you look at Tapalpa on a map, it reads like a postcard. A small colonial mountain town 2 hours southwest of Guadalajara. White stone churches, pine forests, cobblestone streets, a weekend escape for wealthy tapatillos, the kind of place tourists photograph and cartels launder money through quietly. That last part is documented. In September 2015, nearly a decade before the operation, the U.S. Treasury's Office of Foreign Assets Control sanctioned specific CJNG businesses operating in Tapalpa. Among them, a rental cabin operation identified as a front for cartel money. El Mencho's organization had roots in that town for 10 years. He wasn't hiding there randomly. He was hiding there because he had always been there. By the evening of February 21st, 2026, Mexican Army Special Forces had confirmed intelligence placing El Mencho in the Tapalpa area. The operation was authorized at the highest levels of both governments. Soldiers were moving into position before midnight. Here is what we don't know and what may never be confirmed. We don't know how they found him. Was it a human informant? Someone who decided $15 million?
Bro, that's it's always because of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why they found, like, same thing when it come to El Mayo. You know what I mean? They found El Mayo, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's always that, bro. You know what I'm saying? Human informants. It's always the people that's closest to you that's your worst enemies. You know what I'm saying? You know, $15 million. You know how much $15 million is, man? You know what I'm saying? I promise you. I feel like, honestly, I mean, like somebody tipped them off. You know what I'm saying? It's always an informant. It's always a snitch out the group, bro. Always somebody out the group. It's always somebody. You know what I'm saying?
Was worth more than loyalty.
Because the person that was beside El Mencho probably wasn't getting $15 million. Never know, the person that's beside El Mencho probably want to get out the life. But he know he can't get out the life unless he's dead. You know what I mean? Everybody around El Mencho, they ain't making $15 million. $15 million just to turn this man in? Just to turn this bastard in? Yeah, he is in the mountains. You know what I mean? I would give you his very location right now. But I need you to promise me the $15 million. You know what I mean? You said $15 million, right? Okay. He is here. You know what I mean? It's just that easy. I'm protecting this man that would kill me in a heartbeat. Look, man, he in these mountains, man. You know what I'm saying? I just need that $15 million. I'll tell you where right now. He building a private hospital right now. You know what I'm saying? Best believe it was an informant out the group. You know what I'm saying? He right now, he cheesing too with that $15 million. We don't know who it is. You know what I mean? But best believe he cheesing with that $15 million. It's always an informant. It's always an informant, bro. You know what I mean? Always.
To a dying boss? Was it signals intelligence, a phone, a radio, a pattern of communications that broke his cover? Was it the medical treatment? Dialysis doesn't happen in the dark. Equipment moves, people talk. Was it someone from his inner circle, someone arrested, someone pressured, someone who chose survival over silence? The Mexican Ministry of Defense has not said. The CIA has not said. Nobody has said. What we know is this.
He's not gonna say it.
On the record from the official statement of Mexico's Ministry of Defense was to capture him alive. They planned to take him breathing. That is not what happened.
Come on, bro. You know El Mencho ain't finna go, bro, without that, bro. You know you ain't finna. You're the man like El Mencho, bro. You already know you got to kill, bro. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You already know. You know what I'm saying? You ain't finna just go in there and just get El Mencho. Need you to put the guns down right now. You know, El Mencho, we know you're here. We need you to put the guns down right now. You are surrounded. Come on, man. Finna be guns blazing, man. Say hello to my little friend. You know what I mean? Tony Montana. You know El Mencho ain't finna go out like that, man. Come on, man. Should know this by now, man.
Sunday, February 22nd, 2026, before sunrise, Tapalpa, Jalisco, Mexican Army Special Forces moved in from multiple positions simultaneously. National Guard units held the perimeter. Mexican Air Force assets were over.
El Chapo wasn't even the real leader of the Sinaloa cartel. The real leader of the Sinaloa cartel was El Mayo. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been reacting to these cartel videos for a minute now. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't even the real, you know what I'm saying? He was top dog for sure, but no, he wasn't the real leader of the Sinaloa cartel. The real leader of the Sinaloa cartel just got captured a few months back.
Head intelligence
name's
personnel
El Mayo.
from the Attorney General's office
El Mayo,
were
El
embedded in
Mayo.
the operation. This was not a raid improvised in the field. This was months of preparation converging on a single point in the dark. The moment troops breached the compound, CJNG fighters opened fire. What followed was a sustained firefight in the Sierra. 4 CJNG operatives were killed at the scene. 2 were arrested. 3 others were gravely wounded. Among them, the man the operation had been built to find. When the shooting stopped, soldiers moved through the compound. Armored vehicles, rocket launchers capable of bringing down aircraft, heavy arms stockpiled in the mountains like a small army's arsenal. And in the wreckage of the firefight, wounded and in custody, Nemesio Ruben Oseguera Cervantes, elmencho, finally in the hands of the Mexican state. 3 members of the Mexican armed forces were wounded in the exchange. Standard protocol for a capture of this magnitude meant one thing: transfer immediately to Mexico City. A military aircraft was prepared. Elmencho, wounded, bleeding, was loaded aboard. The plan was federal custody, interrogation, the full weight of the Mexican justice system. He never arrived. Somewhere above the mountains of Jalisco, en route to the capital, Nemesio Oseguera Cervantes died from his wounds. The man who had spent over a decade evading every government on earth died in the air, in the custody of the army he had spent years humiliating. The man who shot down a military helicopter with a rocket-propelled grenade to escape the Mexican army in 2015 was transported by the Mexican army's own aircraft. He didn't make it off the plane. In Mexico City, Omar Garcia Harfut, the man CJNG had shot 3 times on Reforma Avenue in 2020, opened his phone and posted 4 words on X: "Our recognition to the Mexican Army and Air Force." No speech, no press conference, no photograph, just 4 words from the man who had waited 6 years for this day. Then Mexico started burning. Within hours, CJNG unleashed coordinated violence across 6 states. 21 highway blockades ignited across Jalisco alone by 3 in the afternoon. Vehicles set ablaze across Jalisco, Michoacán, Colima, Tamaulipas, Guanajuato, and Aguascalientes. Governor Pablo Lemus Navarro activated a code red state of emergency. Public transport suspended, schools canceled, civilians ordered to stay home. Guadalajara went silent. A city of 5 million people scheduled to host FIFA World Cup matches in June 2026 became a ghost town in an afternoon. Then gunmen entered the international airport. Travelers abandoned their luggage and ran through the terminals. Delta, Alaska, American Airlines, Southwest, and Air Canada canceled all flights to Puerto Vallarta and Guadalajara. A prison riot broke out in Puerto Vallarta. A jail guard was killed. The U.S. State Department issued a shelter-in-place advisory for American citizens in Jalisco, Tamaulipas, Michoacán, Guerrero, and Nuevo León. From Washington, White House spokesperson Caroline Leavitt confirmed that U.S. intelligence had provided support to the Mexican government. Deputy Secretary of State Christopher Landau called El Mencho one of the bloodiest and most ruthless drug kingpins in history, then added, "The good guys are stronger than the bad guys." In Guadalajara, the streets were empty and the fires were still burning.
I don't really think none of y'all good, honestly. That's just to me. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to y'all Americans or Mexican government, I think you're, you know what I'm saying? think all you bad guys, man. You know what I'm saying? I just think El Mencho was just another bad guy. You know what I'm saying? The good guys, yeah. I don't believe in none of you good guys and all that. You know what I mean? Especially in government, yeah, good guys and all. Yeah, I don't believe in all that. I just feel like it's bad guys just killing bad guys. That's how I look at it. You know what I'm saying? That's how I look at it. I feel like it's just bad guys killing bad guys. You know what I'm saying? But man, yeah, man. I mean,
Claudia Scheinbaum had been saying it for years. The kingpin strategy doesn't work. Cutting off the head of a cartel doesn't kill the body. It multiplies it. You remove one leader and 3 more emerge from the wreckage, each more ruthless than the last, each fighting to claim the territory left behind. She said it before she took office. She said it after. She built her security philosophy around the idea that chasing individual names was theater, not policy. On February 22nd, 2026, under sustained pressure from the Trump administration to produce visible results on drug trafficking, President Claudia Scheinbaum authorized the operation that produced the biggest kingpin kill in the history of the Western Hemisphere. Her public statement that day was careful. She applauded the military. She called for calm. She emphasized that the rest of the country was functioning normally. She did not call it an assassination. The official position was precise. It was a capture operation that turned fatal, a legal, procedural distinction that mattered enormously to her government. By midnight, every news channel in the world was broadcasting footage of burning highways, empty airport terminals, and a ghost city that was supposed to host the FIFA World Cup in 4 months. The president who said killing cartel leaders was wrong had just overseen the killing of the biggest cartel leader alive. And she was watching her own warning come true in real time on every screen in the country before the night was over. The question that follows is the one nobody can answer yet. What happens to CJNG? Analysts broadly agree on one thing: it survives. El Mencho built a deliberately decentralized structure, regional cells operating with significant autonomy, designed specifically so that no single arrest or death could collapse the whole. The organization is too embedded, too diversified, too global to simply stop existing because its founder is dead. Vonda Felbaugh Brown of the Brookings Institution put it plainly. Apart from the heads of the Sinaloa cartel, El Mencho has been the biggest prize for many, many years, a tremendous amount of violence is going to happen. One name has surfaced in intelligence reports as a potential successor, Abraham Jesus Ambriz Cano, known as El Yogurt. 29 years old, a Michoacan operator who commands a CJNG Special Forces cell linked directly to El Mencho's personal protection unit. He survived a major Mexican Navy raid in 2025 and has allegedly incorporated former Colombian and Guatemalan military personnel into his operation. This is not officially confirmed. It is the name being spoken quietly in the places where these things are discussed. The historical parallel is one your viewers already know. When Joaquin El Chapo Guzman was captured, the Sinaloa cartel did not collapse. It fractured. Factions turned on each other. Violence surged into the vacuum. The removal of the man created a war over what the man had controlled. CJNG, with operations across 40 countries and 50 American states, has considerably more vacuum to fight over, which brings it back to the beginning, to a bar in San Francisco, 1992, a 26-year-old man standing in front of a federal judge, choosing to absorb a prison sentence to protect his older brother Abraham, choosing loyalty over freedom, walking into Big Spring Correctional Center in West Texas so that one person he loved would not spend his life behind bars. 33 years later, one of the final moves of the intelligence operation closing around El Mencho was the recapture of that same brother, Abraham Don Rodo, seized by the Mexican army on February 28, 2025. The brother he had gone to prison to protect, the brother who, in the end, could not protect him. He started with nothing, a village with no roads, a 5th grade education, avocado fields in Michoacan. He built an empire that stretched across 40 countries, moved a third of the drugs entering the United States, and made 2 governments spend a decade and $15 million trying to find him. He went to prison for his brother, and in the mountains of Jalisco at dawn on a Sunday morning in February, it ended the way it always ends for men like him. In a firefight he couldn't escape.
Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? It is what it is, man. I'm subscribe to you, my boy. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. You know, do I feel sorry for El Mencho? No. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, you know, I'm not with the wicked. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people praise El Mencho. A lot of people gonna look up to El Mencho. You know what I'm saying? It's how it is in the world, though. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to worldly people, when it comes to, you know, like I said, man, one thing about humans, man, humans evil, man. You gotta look yourself in the mirror, man. You evil. You know what I'm saying? If you look up to people like this, bro, you evil. You know what I'm saying? Like real deal evil. You got people that look up to this man. You know what I'm saying? You got people that wish they was like this man. You got people looking at this man like, oh yeah, man, he was one of the realest to do it, man. They look at this man like, oh, he just accomplished. I mean, just being with killing people. That's the right thing to do. That's something to applaud over. I don't be getting it, man. I don't be understanding, man, how y'all people be thinking nowadays, bro. And then you got the nerve to call yourself a good person. It's hilarious. You be praising killers. Praising killers, you know what I'm saying? Wanting to be just like them and you think you a good person. That's delusional. You know what I'm saying? You need to look yourself in the mirror, man. You know what I'm saying? If you praising this right here, you know what I'm saying? If you're praising this, you want to be like this, you call this real? Oh, man. I ain't gonna lie, the most craziest, the evilest thing, bro. People love saying, hey, bro, my city got the most #1 in the murder rate. Y'all ever heard that? Ever heard of people bragging about their city having the most murders? That's the most craziest thing to me. You know what I'm saying? You see how evil humans is? They so evil, they don't even know it. They so oblivious to how evil they is. They don't even see it. They think that junk normal. Bragging about which city has the most murders. Killing people. They think that junk real. They think that junk cool, man. They think that junk normal. And they got the nerve to call themselves a good person. It's hilarious to me. You know what I'm saying? It's funny to me, man. You know what I'm saying? But I'm a righteous person, man. I'm a good person. So For me, I'm on the righteous and good side. I don't look up to El Mencho, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say I'm happy that he dead. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I ain't. What you telling me El Mencho died for? Like I'm supposed to be sad, man? Dang, man, El Mencho died, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, at the end of the day, man, I'm against wickedness. That's just me. I'm against it, bro. You know what I'm saying? You like it, you don't. You know what I'm saying? I'm against it, bro. You know what I'm saying? I don't look up to these drug lords. You know what I'm saying? I look up to the people that's doing things with their life, doing good, being righteous, being blameless. Those are people